Made it to Budapest. So I'm back in Budapest for round 2 of investment shopping. So today, my real estate guys are going to actually show me 2 units and we'll look and see about investing here. So I'm not really gonna give a whole lot of details other than I'm looking. So here we are, but I love Budapest. I got here last night in the evening, made it to my apartment about 5 and just walking down the street and literally, well, let me turn around. You can see down this nice street here, and it's really hard. I'll show you at night, but there's, I'm not joking, 20 plus restaurants, just up and down of all prices. I ended up settling on some cheap $8 pizza just because I wanted to get to my apartments and get settled in, but I made it, and so that's what I'm doing. Now it's a cloudy, sprinkling, rainy day, but that's okay. I'm just here to look at some stuff, to do some work, not really to be a tourist, not today. See ya. It's me again. So it's a much nicer day and I don't feel so bad. I felt bad when I first arrived, but narrowed it down to a couple places, and I am going back to one of the places, my favorite. Not gonna go in and look at the apartment or anything. I'm gonna go check out the area, have lunch there. It's an area that rents to students for a medical college or university. The biggest university in Hungary is there. So it's kind of one that I'm geared towards. So I'm gonna go hang out there and just kind of look at the area, fill it out, that kind of thing, since I have time, and do some work from the coffee shop there. And then tomorrow, my favorite one that I looked at the last time I was here is now finished, and it's not even on the market yet. I'm gonna go look at that tomorrow, and I've kind of narrowed it down between these two. The price difference is significant, so I really need to figure out which one I want to do. But here I am, this beautiful area. So this area just reminds me of most European towns. You can see behind me. Pretty cool. You see the different ages of the buildings, pretty cool. Oh, here's my tram, gotta go. Well, everyone, that wraps up my Budapest trip. I am done. Suitcase is here, ready to go. I accomplished my business trip here. I'm headed to Moscow, and right there's where I stayed. I stayed in the brown one. You can see the white grayish one, and then next to it's the brown one. That's where I stayed. It's a really good place, of course. I stayed on this side of it, and you can see the nice street. Definitely a little tourist street. This way and this way. Nice sidewalk cafes. It's April 2nd, so it's still not the tourist time, which is the best time to come, in my opinion. It gets really crowded here during the summer, and my understanding that Budapest has some of the best Christmas markets, so I guess over Christmas holiday it's really crowded as well. But I am done. I encourage anyone and everyone who takes a trip to Europe to do not bypass Budapest. I know everyone wants to go to Paris, everyone wants to go to Vienna, which, by the way, Vienna is only 2 hours from here. People go to Amsterdam, and I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend anybody who likes Amsterdam, but it's trash compared to this place, and I mean it. It's there's no comparison. Amsterdam's cute, the canals are nice, but it's dirty, it's crowded, it's a bit obnoxious. But this place is really a step above, in my opinion. And I don't mean to tout other cities in Europe, but Germany's nice. I think some of the bigger cities there are not for me. They're a little too crowded, a little too, well, I don't know how I can describe it without also insulting some of those cities. The smaller cities and towns, I think, are the best in Germany. Much more relaxing and beautiful, and I think the restaurants and everything are much better when you get out of the big cities. Berlin is its own little world. I don't want to say good or bad about Berlin. It's just different. Definitely a place to see. But this place is just on its own. My closest comparison here, and people are going to roll their eyes and say I'm crazy, but just the way it's set up and the way it feels after spending some time here and in St. Petersburg, it's a very similar feel. Lots of shops, lots of restaurants, and it's a very walkable city. Obviously, in St. Petersburg. That's only true in good weather. They both have metro systems, they both have bus systems, but to be quite honest, I mean, I've taken the trolley here more than anything because it's the most convenient. But quite often, if you look at the Google Maps, your trolley bus / metro combination plus walking is only a couple minutes faster than just walking. So if you're not here, going to work every single day, it's just honestly better. For me anyways, I found it easier and better to just walk. Sure, it might be 2, maybe 5 minutes longer, but you get to see more. And my son and I, when we traveled in St. Petersburg, we found the exact same thing to be true. We quite often would do the Google search, and to go take the metro, we would first have to walk out of our way to get to the metro and or the bus, and it didn't really save us but 2 to 5 minutes, and it's usually about a 20-minute walk, and we're wherever we need to be. And that's one of the reasons I make the comparisons. But I also just make the visual comparisons here is the same as St. Petersburg. If you go to the main roads, the buildings are all refurbished like these, but you really don't have to go too far around the corner here in Budapest, or the buildings aren't quite as polished as they are in the tourist areas, a little gray, a little dark, not quite remodeled yet. And that's the same as St. Petersburg. And for those of you who have just visited St. Petersburg for a couple days, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but if you go there for a longer period of time and you kind of get away from the tourist areas, you'll see it's just like this as it is here in Budapest. You get away from the tourist areas and the buildings start to change a bit. It's still cool, still very nice architecture in both places, but I really like this. This is probably, now that I've spent more time here, I would say it's, outside of Russia, this is probably my number one favorite city. Moscow's still number one. But here I don't know anybody. I'm still a tourist, so it's a different level of like. I still haven't ran out of things to do in Moscow, and I haven't even scratched the surface of what I can and should be doing here. But it's my last day. I'll come back. Now that I actually have business here, I can come and do things, and it's a business write-off. Still got to pay for it. You just avoid taxes. So here we are. I'm done wrapping it up, and I will see you in Moscow.